Well, they're up and running, man. They're up and running. And yes, look, I told you guys, I told you guys that Messi's angry this coming season. Based upon how he and Argentina flopped to the World Cup, his anger, the things behind the scenes, Sampoli still can't be found. I told you people that you're facing a Messi who's really angry and he's really pissed off and he is ready to unleash his anger on this season. So even going off Messi talking about how he even made a speech saying that we want to win the Champions League. The Champions League is our focus for the season to bring the most coveted trophy. He also wants to do the treble. And I think when you look at what this guy does, for me, putting my beef about what he does for Argentina aside, one thing can never be doubted, that he is easily one of the most talented football players of all time. Like, that's a set in stone, that he is easily top 5 of the most talented footballers to ever grace a pitch. Like, I will never argue that. And when you just look at, I mean, they want to take the free kick. They want to take his playmaking, his creating, his dribbling. I mean, as in the guy, because my only critique has been he's very left-footed and he always does the same kind of dribbles. But he's bringing all that kind of dribbles into his game right now. So, and I think when you just look at, and which is why when I was talking about tactics and what I want from Barcelona this season, I said that, what Valverde has to work on is get Messi higher up the pitch. Don't make him be in the midfield. And I think especially what you saw in our second half is that you saw him higher up the pitch, because Messi in the final third is perhaps one of the most dangerous football players out there. I mean, well, you've got Robin, so that's my guy. But he's one of the most dangerous players out there. And I think, for Alaves, look, it was always going to be very hard coming up against Barcelona at the new camp. And the Barcelona team, who I feel that they are playing at a higher level than they did under Valverde. Because remember, with Valverde, this is a process. When he first came in, it was about, okay, look, I want to bring in my style, but I also want to win. But, this is a process, and it's going to take some time to really implement the ideas that I have. But what you saw, maybe towards the end of last season, but especially this season, is this team is really getting into a groove, and they're really getting into a kind of personality and a kind of ethos that they want to play with. And I think that Dembele is going to be a very, very important feature and a very important aspect. So will Coutinho. And I think when you saw what Dembele is doing, he was very unlucky with a few passes he had and then a few opportunities, because it will come to him, and he's young and he's learning. But when you saw from Coutinho, when Coutinho came on, that's why it's going to be so important. It is not only what he does in an attacking sense, in the penalty box, just out of the penalty box, is what he does in midfield. Because he is a guy that breaks from midfield, like Busquets, Vidal, Alpha, the other guys that keep the midfield intact, as Rakitic as well. They keep the midfield intact. Coutinho is the guy that breaks from midfield. He is the role of Iniesta during the days of Xavi, where you take that ball from midfield and you are that link within the front three, that link with the Cannibal, Messi, and Dembele as well. I think if Coutinho cultivates and understands that, that is where Barcelona will be unbeatable. Because I think once Coutinho really combines well with Dembele and Messi and so forth, I don't think there is an attacking squadron as dangerous as that. And you see that I didn't really mention the Cannibal. Something is up. Something is up with the Cannibal. He just isn't as sharp as he once was. And I think Barcelona are really missing a very, very important feature there if the Cannibal isn't clicking. I mean, his touch isn't there. His sharpness isn't there. He's not really on the same kind of operation and dynamic as Dembele, Messi, Coutinho, and so forth. And I think if you don't have that, Barcelona will suffer, because when it comes to those really close games, or those games where they're really frustrated and it's 0-0 and a few minutes to go, when that ball comes to Cannibal, he needs to be able to put that ball in the net or be able to give that ball to Messi and so forth. But look, man, you've got to give a shout out, because again, I think the defense with Barcelona, they weren't really harmed, they weren't really troubled, and it was a pretty simple, easy game for Umtiti and Piqué, apart from a few set pieces. I mean, that's all Alaves were doing, But I think, Messi's going to be, I think this guy's going to have a very, very big season. And I can see that this guy's angry. I can see that he's angry, and I see that he really wants to take things out. And when you just look at that free kick to begin with, first of all, the first free kick was, I mean, when he hit the bar, I was like, I mean, really? I mean, you're really just going to score that? And correct me if I'm wrong, was Ronaldinho the first player ever to do that free kick where it goes underneath the wall? That's what I want to know. But it seems simple to do, but again, it just shows you the kind of genius, because again, you can't really do that every single time. And even when you do it, you know, you've still got to put the ball in the net. So I just think that, because remember when Ronaldinho first did that free kick, I was like, what the bloody, because I'd never seen it before. So maybe someone did it before him, but the first time I ever saw someone ingenuously think, wait a minute, these dudes always jump. They always jump. So when they jump, 100%, I'm going to get it past the wall. And when I do that, because the keeper is thinking the ball is going to go high, because 9.9 times out of 10 the ball goes high, I'm going to bamboozle the keeper. So before the keeper knows it, he's like, oh, it's down there. Oh, what the hell? Boom. It's a goal. So, I mean, that was tops. But for Coutinho, look at that goal that guy scored. And I think for Coutinho, what I want from Coutinho, he needs to, because that is why I said he was overrated before the World Cup, and so I respected him for the World Cup, because before the World Cup I said Coutinho is overrated because you know his MO. Cutting from the right bang, and there's a repetition to what he does, and he gives you maybe 10, 12 quality games. Coutinho has never been amazing for an entire season. I mean, if I'm wrong, please tell me in the comments. Coutinho has never had an entire season where he's been amazing. But when I saw him on the World Cup, I was like, okay, this guy has playmaking, he has creativity, and he's got that mentality of I want to take over the game right now. Because if Coutinho has a big season for Barcelona, combined with what Messi is doing, combined with what Coutinho brings in a goal scoring sense, Barcelona are going to blitz everybody. They're going to blitz everybody because Coutinho still hasn't shown us the best of what he can do. Because we know that the guy is a great goal scorer. We know he can cut in. We know that he's a very good dribbler. We know that he can get past 2-3 guys in restricted space. But Coutinho can be a playmaker. He can be a creator. He can put that ball over the top, like that one that he did against Serbia to allow Paulinho to score. We know that Iniesta is Iniesta, but Coutinho can be like the Brazilian version of Iniesta, where he can do things that Iniesta can't do. Because as amazing as Iniesta was at ball control and finding that difficult pass, Iniesta doesn't have the goal scoring and the attacking ability that Coutinho has. Because for me, Coutinho running at me, I'm more afraid of Coutinho running at me than Iniesta running at me. Because Iniesta running at me, I'm like, okay, what's the title is? Well, Coutinho is going to go straight at me and remember, he has got more speed, he's got better acceleration, and his skills are much more quicker, and they're always going straight, and you know that he can unleash a 30-40 yarder. Iniesta can't do that, but Iniesta is able to do that. But I think as well for Dembele, I mean, I liked his play. He may have not, I mean, a few passes may not have come off or so forth, but I think he gives Barcelona something different. And I think whenever you're coming into a new season and so forth, you have to always continually improve. You must not stand still. And you always have to not only improve, but bring something new. So that, because again, whenever oppositions are looking at you, they're like, okay, Barcelona, they do this, they do that. So in the new season, say, no, we're going to have a player who's completely different and brings us something totally different. Hence why I thought City was good for them to get Mahrez. So I think that for Dembele, he's going to play a very important role. And I think what I would say for Valverde, let the guy be. Don't stop him from being what he is, which is a very confident player who is willing to make mistakes, but making mistakes in order to try and create space and make something happen. But if you enforce him that you must keep the ball, you must pass the ball, you must always be possession, that takes away the opportunity for him to dribble past two or three guys, create a situation that can then lead to a goal. Because at the end of the day, it's all about getting goals and it's all about getting G. So I just think it's going to be a full guy there. So for Barcelona, look, man, it was a good performance, but I think it wasn't perfect. It definitely wasn't perfect, and I think everyone knows that it wasn't perfect, and I think they will know that. Cannibal can know that he needs to play better. I mean, he should have gotten 2 or 3 more goals in that game, and it just wasn't really popping off for him. So he needs to improve. He needs to get better. And I just know, for me, I just think, I mean, just for one final thing, I mean, I really believe that. I still think I think this will be Coutinho's best season. I'm going to make that call. I think this will be where Coutinho says, okay, put me on that sheet of one of the best in the world in my role. Just put me on that list. And I think what you've seen from Messi is just a taster of what could happen. Because I think Messi, which is crazy, man, because I mean, this guy, how long has this guy been doing it? I told him, man, I will never hate on this dude's consistency. I will never hate on this dude's consistency. I don't want to derail this video with the whole GOAT's status. Put that to one side. But this guy's consistency is amazing. It is amazing. And I'll throw my hands out, and it's bloody amazing. And I do believe that this season, Messi is going to, yet again, have one of his best seasons. I think, yet again, this guy's going to have one of his best seasons. I think this guy is going to do some, I think there are going to be some amazing, amazing, iconic moments yet again in 2018 for this man. And I think he's definitely determined. I think he knows within himself that I am determined to really, really, I've set the bar this high, I'm going to take it higher again. And I do believe that he's going to set the bar even higher for a guy in his 3,000th season playing football at a ridiculous level, man. So, guys, better watch out. Thank you for watching this video. Think about pledging and become a Half of Football Hot patron. Pledge an amount each month and gain access to exclusive videos from your boy, the Football Hot, for more analysis. Peace.